Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to another episode of Mondays Are For the Nerds. I'm your co-host, Jay Wright.
I'm your other co-host, Tristan Stump.
Thank you for joining us as we recap this week's pop culture news. We have a returning co-host.
Yes, I am back.
You're back. First off, thoughts on the last episode after you edited it, or as you're editing it.
Pretty good. Pretty good. You know, I
No regrets?
No regrets. I kind of figured,
It'd go off the rails a little bit.
You go off the rails a little bit. There would probably be a joke at my expense about missing. And
that was all Trent.
Oh, I know. I did.
Okay.
I know Trent. Gives me getting into small talk.
Yeah.
Because we do have a big episode ahead of us.
We do.
Between Game Awards and Golden Globe nominees. But
You want to start with
we have a story for the Game Awards, too.
We do, yes.
But... I could start the small talk. So
While you were gone?
Yeah, last week I was gone because I was in St. Louis going to the Fox Theater to watch The Wiz, which is a favorite musical of mine. I grew up with a DVD of the movie version, which is very different from the musical, for one reason and one reason only. Diana Ross really wanted to be in it. Yep. The guy directing it was like, no, you're too old. And so she called the studio that was making the movie and was like,
"Yep,
put me in this movie." And so they're like, "All right, Diana Ross is in the movie."
You could do that.
Well, you can probably do that now, depending on who you are.
True.
Because it was friggin' Diana Ross.
Yeah.
So
was she Dorothy?
Yeah, she was Dorothy. So they aged up Dorothy. So instead of being a student, she's a school teacher.
No.
Anyway, it's still, for me, I love it. It's like one of those movies where you watch Zookeeper when you're having a rough day. If I'm having a rough day, The Wiz is the one that I'm like, I got to get that DVD out from my childhood and give it another watch. And
it's your comfort movie.
Yes. And so we went and spent every Christmas time, every December, I say Christmas time, like December, a random week in December that isn't the weekend of Christmas, we will go on some weekend trip to just do our little Christmas shopping.
Little weekend getaway.
Yeah, there's usually a goal like, hey, we're going here to go to this thing.
Yeah.
So this week was going to see The Wiz. And so really enjoyed it. Absolutely loved it.
Was it your first time seeing it on stage?
Yeah, first time seeing it on stage, yeah. I'd seen the live show version they did, which is closer to the actual, which is, it's the musical live.
Yeah.
I can't remember who was in that one.
Oh, it was on NBC.
It was when...
David Allen Greer.
Yeah, it was when they were doing the yearly live musicals, which you think they only stopped that because of COVID or because people weren't watching them? Because I enjoyed them. Because was Hairspray the last one?
Hairspray, I think Fox did one because they were all on NBC until Fox did, I think, A Christmas Story. But I do remember Hairspray being it because Ariana Grande was Penny.
Let's see. Why did TV stop doing all those live Broadway musicals? Let's see what this person, the answer was given to Eddie Dante's 22 on Reddit. Legit answer is one of the two guys who was really pushing these NBC passed a few years ago. They did one or two after, but never had the momentum to do it again.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. Thank you, TSSD on Reddit.
I remember watching the Sound of Music one. We all sat down and watched that because my parents were country music fans.
Yes.
Obviously in Carrie Underwood.
Yeah, because they did The Grinch live in 2020.
Oh, that's right. Because the guy from Glee.
Yeah, and then
I forgot
they
about
did
that one.
Annie live in 2021.
I didn't know they did Annie live.
Yes, I vaguely remember that. I'm going to click on that and see what the cast was for that.
It's like, I remember the cast more than...
And then Disney's done a couple. Yeah, they did the Beauty and the Beast 30th celebration.
Yep,
which
I forgot about that.
I
never considered
I would
that.
say that was more of a live Broadway show than the
Little Mermaid one.
The Little Mermaid one was a
perform
concert.
the songs.
That was a concert.
Yeah.
But the 30th celebration Beauty and the Beast, that was actually they were acting in it. They acted out scenes. It was a condensed version of the musical.
Yeah.
There wasn't full dialogues. They didn't do Me or I don't think they did Human again. But it was they did the movie on stage.
Yeah.
But we're off track here. I'll talk about my weekend after we figure
that was an
aside.
Or this is an aside.
Yeah. Anyway, so Annie was the last one. So 2022 or 2021, was the last one. That one had Selena Smith, Harry Connick Jr. was.
Okay, I remember that. Warbucks, yep.
Nicole Scherzinger was Grace.
Who was Miss
Hannigan was Taraji P. Henson.
Okay, I remember that.
All that to say, Wiz was wonderful. It is the tour of 2024's Broadway revival, I believe, but like I think it's almost completely a new cast.
Yeah.
From the revival. So I don't know if it's still the same revival or if it's just a tour of the revised show. Because every time they do a revival, there's usually revisions, and like they definitely modernized this compared to the original and different things, but not in any way that like it was all wonderful. I loved it. I got a pen set, so I got one that the Wicked Witch of the West. She has a song called "No Bad News."
Nice.
And so I got a pen that says "No Bad News." And anyway, yeah, we went Christmas shopping. Went to a couple malls that are actually, almost everything's still open.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Anyway, so yeah, that was my weekend. I'm trying to think of any other small talk. I unfortunately do not have small talk on Metroid Prime 4.
Because you were gone.
Because the night before we left was when I got it, and I'd been working all day, so I got off work, picked it up, and I put it in my Switch. I turned it on. I played 5 seconds of the opening and realized it's 1:30.
In the morning?
In the morning.
Oh.
I should not be playing this.
No.
So I played 5 seconds. Literally, I played 5 seconds at Metroid Prime 4. And then the following weeks have just been busy. So hopefully next week I'll have thoughts on it.
Yeah.
We will see, because I have more shifts where I'm going to be home in the evening instead of night.
Split.
So we will see if I'll get a little bit of time in so I can talk about it, because I know what you're thinking. Stumpy, what are your thoughts? Do you think like everyone else where it's total garbage because it's an 8 out of 10 when the others are a 9 out of 10? Or
I hate it when people say,
or do you like it? And I'll tell you one thing, the little bit of the opening I played, I liked.
Yeah.
There is a lot more spoken dialogue than there's ever been in a Nintendo game. And like we've said before, there's some writing that people compare to Josh Whedon. Josh Whedon's writing does not bother me. I don't roll my eyes at the it's right behind me, isn't it? Or, I don't roll my eyes at that stuff, because it's like there's tropes for a reason.
Yeah.
And also,
it just feels classic.
There's people that are like, oh, I repeatedly ate this when I was a kid, or we kept watching this when I was a kid, therefore I don't like it because I dealt with it so much. And it's like, I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
If I ate something a lot when I was a kid, that is still my favorite thing.
Yeah. Shoot, I watched Mamma Mia 11 times in 14 days. Haven't watched it since, but I still love the movie.
So if I've heard a line a lot, or if there's a type of dialogue, and also like the sarcastic type of dialogue that Joss Whedon tends to have, I'm kind of like, okay.
Yeah.
It might not be funny, but at least it's
like, huh.
Yeah.
That kind of thing.
Yeah.
So it elicits a reaction.
Yeah. So we'll see how I feel, because I tend to like bad things.
Yeah.
And I don't mean like it could be okay. I tend to like things that the general public, or not general public, the online public, because that's very two different things. The online public tends to be like, well, this is bad, or like movie critics absolutely will hate movies, and I'm like, that's one of my favorite things.
Exactly.
Master of Disguise.
Zookeeper.
Yeah.
I'll admit it has its flaws, but I love it.
Most of Kevin James' IMDb.
Listen.
I mean, they overlap with Adam Sandler, so but
we do. We don't talk about Hotel Transylvania. Just kidding. I love Hotel Transylvania.
1 through 3.
1 through 3. He wasn't in 4.
He wasn't in 4.
Wasn't in 4.
4 was good though.
4 was decent. 4 was fine.
4 was fine. I love 4 because it gave Brian
Hull. Yep.
The spotlight.
Which you
there.
introduced me to.
Yeah. What about you?
I also went and saw a Broadway show, or a Broadway show. You know what I mean?
Yeah, touring show. With my mom and I went and watched The Book of Mormon. Oh yeah.
Which was I stay away from watching like slime tutorials because I don't really like the quality of it. And if there's a pro shot, I'll watch it. But there's not a pro shot of The Book of Mormon. I listened to the songs so many times. I love them. The 3 run of songs are my top 3 back to back to back in the musical and Act 2. But I hadn't seen the scenes, and I also don't watch South Park, but I know what it's like. And when I showed my mom that this was, we were able to see it, she was like, okay, I'll get tickets for your birthday. And I'm like, okay. are you sure you want to go? She's like, yeah. And I warned her about everything but Baptize Me, the song.
Yeah. See, I was going to ask, how was your mother's reaction to the entire show?
So to the entire show, she thought it was good. It was good. She did shield her eyes a bunch of times, specifically during Joseph Smith, American Moses.
Okay.
If you've seen the scene during their song, she shielded her eyes for that. She didn't clap after Hasadika Ibawai, which I expected. And when Baptize Me started, I specifically told her, I'm like, I haven't told you anything about Baptize Me because I want to see your actual reaction. And when she realized what was happening, she goes, oh no. But was laughing throughout. And I'm like, good. Because I loved it.
Your parents continue to amaze me, and like we talk all the time about like, oh well, you know, this thing is
exactly.
it's highly inappropriate.
They're
so
set in their
the
ways.
likelihood,
yeah.
And then they're like, oh, we loved Good Mythical Evening.
Good, yeah, exactly.
Everything's I'm like,
they'll say like we loved it, but they're also like, don't tell anyone we saw that. We get at which. I don't know. I don't care. But
I was about to be like, should that be one like bleep?
No.
And then I'm like, sorry, Janelle.
No, that's fair. I just realized I said that. No, you don't have to bleep that.
Okay.
But we were like walking out, and she goes, I think it was good, but I wouldn't post anything, tag me in anything. I'm like, well, I'm going to post pictures because I took pictures like the stage and everything.
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And I'm like, I won't tag you. She's like, okay, that's fine. I'll see it. Just know I can't like it. I can't like your post. And I'm like, well, that's fair. But no, I loved it. I was dying. The technical stuff I hadn't seen it. I loved it. During Turn It Off, they like clap a bunch and the lights completely go out and it's dark and they clap and they bring it back on and they're in like different outfits. The whole ensemble. I loved it. I was laughing. I was mouthing along to I Believe the entire time because I know every word to that song. We did that, and then I didn't do much because I was working a lot, but I did watch the John Candy documentary.
Okay.
Wednesday, I Like Me. I cried at the end. I didn't think I would.
I'm sure, dude.
It wasn't like just like a single album. Like I had a napkin. It was like wet.
There's most of the time, even when like they do documentaries about like
Superman, I cried at in theaters.
Where it's like, well, even like there's a documentary about Adam Devine. His
oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right person.
Adam Devine from Righteous Gemstones and
yes,
yeah.
There's a documentary. I think it's called Becoming Adam, where it's about like his childhood and becoming an actor. Because when he was a kid, he was in this like terrible accident.
Yeah.
And so they talk about recovering from that, still wanting to be an actor. I mean, the amount of surgeries he's had to have.
Yeah. And I've seen some of his like recovery posts where I'm just like, wow.
And like stuff that he's still dealing with, kind of thing where it's like that made me like that whole documentary talking about, with his mom and dad and things where it's like, it is just, and obviously he's I'm looking at his Wikipedia here, obviously he supports children's miracle networks and different things
his
but it is just those different documentaries like that, whether they're still alive or they're no longer with us, it usually, and obviously they are made in a way to
elicit,
hit you in the feels,
yeah,
but also there's still got to be something there so they can frame it in that way, and so it's just. And
with John Candy, like I'm a big guy. What?
I completely forgot that Reading Rainbow was revived
recently.
Yeah, the revival October 4th to present on YouTube, and
I did not know that.
We probably didn't know it because it was a YouTube thing. But I remember hearing it, like reading it somewhere, and being like, "Oh, cool!" And then not thinking about it. It's hosted by Michael Treats. That might be how you're supposed to say his name, but features guest stars including Adam Devine or Devine.
Oh,
or however, I've never known if it's been Devine or Divine.
I think it's Divine. I've always said it Divine.
But anyway,
but here was like Adam Levine. It's pronounced Levine.
Yeah. Okay, we are going on way asides.
Yeah. But John Candy, I'm a big guy. So like John Candy and Chris Farley, I like are kind of like role models. Not with what they do, obviously. I'm not going to do cocaine. And just to see that and how like everyone loved him and he was always like never shied away from it. And then Cynthia Erivo sang Every Time You Go Away. Oh, I was a mess on that couch. I was a mess at 12 p.m. watching that. But John Candy, I Like Me. It's on Amazon Prime Video. 100% go watch it. It's produced by Ryan Reynolds and directed by Colin Hanks, Tom Hanks' son. Fantastic documentary. And that is all for my small talk. Should I get my releases?
Yes.
In movies, on Wednesday, December 10th, on streaming, Merv came to Amazon Prime Video. When their beloved dog Merv loses his spark after their split, Anna and Russ are forced into the world's most awkward co-parenting arrangement. Fixing their dog's broken heart may lead to a few sparks of their own. Friday, December 12th, in theaters, Silent Night, Deadly Night released. When Billy witnesses his parents' grisly murder at the hands of Santa, it ignites a lifelong mission to spread holiday fear. Every Christmas, he dons the red suit and embarks on a blood-soaked massacre to feed his twisted sense of justice. Ella McKay, released in theaters. At 34 years old, Ella McKay becomes the governor of the state she was born and raised in. However, navigating relationships with her husband, father, and brother may just be her biggest challenge yet. My mom and I were going to go see this until we decided to watch something else. Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas got a 25th anniversary re-release this week. Dust Bunny got a limited release. 10-year-old Aurora asks a man to kill the monster she believes ate her entire family. To protect her, he'll need to battle an onslaught of assassins while accepting the fate that some monsters are real. On streaming, F1 came to Apple TV Plus, and Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery released on Netflix. It's Knives Out 3. We did watch it last night, my parents and I. It's so good. I would put it up with, like, in terms of how I like the John Wick movies, the first 3, they're all so good. 2 is like a half a point to a point below, but I still love it. That's how I feel about the Knives Out. It's like Knives Out is like number 2, Wake Up Dead Man is number 3 for me. Josh O'Connor is so good, and he's honestly in it way more than Benoit Blanc is. Fantastic movie. On TV, Wednesday, December 10th, Percy Jackson and the Olympians Season 2 got a 2-episode premiere on Disney Plus. We watched the first episode. I'm loving it. Thursday, December 11th, Tomb Raider, The Legend of Lara Croft Season 2, which is the final season, released on Netflix, as did Man vs. Baby Season 1. And Friday, December 12th, Taylor Swift, The End of an Era docuseries premiered on Disney Plus, had its first 2 episodes premiere. That is all for my releases for this week. Way less than you have.
Oh, yeah. So because of the amount of news I have with game announcements and game awards and stuff, it was either lose anniversaries or lose game descriptions. But on December 8th, we had Angeline Era on PC. High Fructose entered early access on PC. Skate Story released on PC, PS5, and Switch 2. Unboxathon released on PC. December 9th had a game about digging a hole being ported to Xbox, PS5, and Switch. Adrift on PC. Death Howl on PC. Express Number 6 on PC. Milano's Odd Job Collection on PC. Stormlancers on PC and Switch 2. Netherworld Covenant on PC. The Elder Scrolls V Anniversary Edition made its way to Switch 2. The Kindling on PC. Ultimate Sheep Raccoon on PC, Switch, and Switch 2. Unbeatable on PC, Xbox, and PlayStation. And Velastor on PC. And December 10th had Cozy Rama on PC, Dead Format on PC, Drill Rift on PC, Go Slimy Go on PC. That's that little platformer where you're playing as the slime that was announced like last year.
Ooh.
Halchemist on PC. Little Rocket Lab made its way to Switch and Switch 2. Mutant Football League 2 was released on PC, PS5, and Xbox. Never Awake Flashback released on PC. The End of History on PC. And The Tides of Endless on PC. And then December 11th had Blue Man on PC. Drywall Eating Simulator on PC. Pioneers of Pagonia, Pagonia on PC, Star Trek Infection on PC and VR, and then This Ain't Even Poker, You Joker on PC. I knew Drywall Eating Simulator would get you.
I was like, what?
I wonder if you play as a guy named Kyle.
You punch it and you just start salivating.
But as you can see, December 9th and 10th alone made me go, we're doing anniversaries instead, because that many descriptions and then also the game news I have, which is going to take probably a good chunk of the episode. That's my releases for this week.
I do have my first batch of miscellaneous. In posters, we got character posters for Stranger Things Season 5B, the drama, Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2, Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2, Mercy, the 20th anniversary re-release of Madagascar, Ted Season 2, character posters for the new Street Fighter movie, and a poster for Solo Mio. In trailers and teasers, we got a new trailer for Not Without Hope released this week in theaters. The Season 2 trailer for The Wonderfully Weird World of Gumball releasing December 22nd on Hulu, which we discovered is the last season, which
Yeah,
is
the last at least that's
unfortunate.
been produced.
Yeah.
Who knows if they could, but they haven't
more.
they haven't been officially renewed yet. So
Yeah. The Copenhagen Test, releasing December 27th on Peacock. His and Hers, releasing January 8th on Netflix. Hijack Season 2, releasing January 14th on Apple TV. Mercy, releasing January 23rd in theaters. Iron Lung, releasing January 30th in theaters. The Moment, releasing January 30th in theaters. Solo Mio, releasing February 6th in theaters, which stars TikTok star Matt Taylor. Paradise Season 2, releasing February 23rd on Hulu. The Billie Eilish Hit Me Hard and Soft The Tour concert film, releasing March 20th in theaters. The Drama, releasing April 3rd in theaters. The Boys Season 5, premiering April 8th on Amazon Prime Video. Animal Farm, releasing May 1st in theaters. Street Fighter, releasing October 16th in theaters. And Avatar The Last Airbender Season 2, releasing in 2026 on Netflix. In release dates and windows, The Boys Season 5 premieres on April 8th, which means Daredevil Born Again Season 2, Invincible Season 4, and The Boys Season 5 will all be releasing episodes during the same time. Madagascar will be re-released in theaters on January 16th for the film's 20th anniversary. Ted Season 2 premieres March 5th on Peacock, and Iron Lung has been getting more massive theater releases other than the original 50 to 100 due to very popular demand. In castings, Tomb Raider, the series, Sigourney Weaver is in talks to star. George Lopez will voice J.K. Fishlips in the SpongeBob movie Search for SquarePants.
I had to look up and make sure they weren't doing the same thing that they were
With the
doing
Flying
with
Dutchman?
the Flying Dutchman. No, it is a separate character.
Okay. I wondered that when I saw that. I'm like, that's the fish announcer. Jennifer Lawrence and Josh Hutcherson will return to the Hunger Games Sunrise on the Reaping. Helena Bonham Carter is in talks to star in The White Lotus Season 4. Lola Pettigrew has been cast in Assassin's Creed, the show. And I do have an official statement to read.
Oh, no.
On Wednesday, December 3rd, 2025, in a conversation with Mr. Tristan Stump, I was informed that Hideo Kojima had a cameo in the Japanese dub of Zootopia 2 voicing Paul Moldebrandt. I had not previously seen that piece of news and made a mental note to add it to my notes under the casting session of my notes with the intent to bring it up on the episode titled Mondays Are for Tuesdays, The Stein Cut. Life got in the way of things, and I unfortunately forgot to add it to my notes upon driving home from recording on the night of Saturday, December 6th, 2025. I suddenly remembered the piece of casting news. I would like to, once again, apologize to my co-host, Tristan Stump, for my failure of research. I would like to apologize to the fans who may have been expecting to hear this piece of news and may have been let down by my omission. I'd also like to formally apologize to both the creative team behind Zootopia 2, Mr. Byron Howard and Mr. Jared Bush, Walt Disney Animation Studios, and of course, Mr. Hideo Kojima himself. It is my hope moving forward that I will do better. Thank you.
Man, between this and
I'm failing.
between this and Death Stranding 2 not winning Game of the Year, Hideo Kojima's just going through it.
He's had a bad week. A bad set of 3 days. Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Kojima. That is all for my first batch of miscellaneous news.
Oh, spoiler alert for the Game Awards, by the
Yeah.
way. As if you probably didn't already know that. Okay, so my gaming news.
Buckle up.
During the Unity Awards 2025, which I did not get because I didn't even know that was going on until
Yeah.
after. But during the Unity Awards 2025, Spooky Doorway announced the third entry in the Dark Side Detective series titled The Dark Side Detective Backside of the Moon.
Yes.
6 new cases. That took you a second. 6 new cases coming to PC, and I imagine like if it was like the other game, they might do like 3 cases post-launch or something.
Yeah.
Dadish 4 will release on PC, mobile, and Switch December 18th. Follows Dadish Jr. Rescuing Dadish. A Switch 2 edition of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate has been announced. Releases December 16th. Rayman 2: The Great Escape and Tonic Trouble are both arriving to the NSO Nintendo 64 app December 17th. And so when that was announced, everyone was pretty much like, well, there's our last NSO games for the year. I mean, that's kind of disappointing that, they launched the GameCube. They had all these other games lined up, and they're going to make us wait even longer for at least one more because they only really updated, I think, twice since then. So it's kind of disappointing. But hey, Rayman 2 and Tonic Trouble, those are
Good ones.
wild ones to pull out and put on there.
Yeah.
And then later that night, Wario World was added to the GameCube NSO app the same day on December 10th. They're like, fine, geez.
Here's one more.
And it's not even one that they had announced to be coming to the GameCube one.
Yeah.
Like, they still have games they announced for the GameCube that haven't been put on there yet.
Legitimately a surprise.
It's legit like, oh, wow, okay.
They do love us.
New content is now available on F-Zero 99 for NSO members, including 3 new mystery tracks and a background music player. Marvel Rivals Season 5.5 content launched December 12th, including the arrival of the new hero Rogue. Percy Jackson content and Ninjago content was launched on Fortnite, December 9th and 11th, respectively. Skytrace announced anime-style open-world racing game Rising Sun coming to PC. Gate Guard Simulator was announced for PC. Two Frogs Software announced a new co-op roguelite Hell on Earth coming to PC. Upcoming Metroidvania Mio Memories in Orbit set a release date of January 20th on all major platforms. Bale Force Cyberpunk Bounty Hunters releases January 16th. Adaptory releases in early access January 26th on PC. Frag Games announced turn-based strategic World War II shooter Bolt Action for PC. Has a tabletop game inspired art style. Like they actually look like little like plastic minis that you put on them. Astro Mine was announced for PC in early access in 2026. A co-op survival game set in an entire solar system. Horror adventure game Lucid Falls was announced for PC in 2026. Follows a player trying to escape a haunting lucid dream. Psychological horror game Unme was announced for PC. Follows a little girl trapped in a mysterious maze who discovers 4 souls dwell within her, whose powers she can use and whose backstories she must discover. Soul Quest got a new release window of Q2 2026 on PC and Switch. 2D pixel mining game You Know the Drill releases in Q1 2026 on PC. Post-apocalyptic RPG Roadout set a release date of March 12th, 2026 on all major platforms. 3D platformer Demon Tides releases on PC February 19th. Classic 2D Zelda-inspired Battle Royale Scramble Knights Royale was announced. 32 players battle on an island made up of villages, dungeons, and quests, coming to PC and Xbox in 2026. The art style is inspired by the 2D Zelda remakes that came out on Switch, little toy diorama looking ones.
Ooh.
Hidden object adventure game Lost & Co. releases February 11th, 2026 on PC. Second-hand shop simulator Restory was announced by the creators of I Am Future, releasing in 2026 on PC. Cozy thrift store arrangement game Thrifty Business was announced for PC. Verdant was announced for PC, a coming-of-age story set in a post-apocalyptic 1980s Germany. I don't know if it's Verdant, if I'm just really like that, or if it's Verdant, because
the pronunciation.
Yeah. Frog Squad, that's spelled Squad, was announced. It is an 8-player physics-based platformer coming to PC in 2026 where you play as frogs. And so your tongue sticks to everything and so you can like knock each other over and...
We need to play that.
Yeah. Slice of Life game Fishbowl will release on PC and PS5 in April 2026. Cozy Caravan has set a release date of January 8th on PC, Switch, and Apple Arcade. Catchmaker was announced, described as a cozy 3D bug catching game and bug catching and matching adventure/life sim game coming to PC. You matchmake bugs and befriend inhabitants of an island as you discover your family's past. Find Your Words was announced for PC from Cappy Games. Collect words and make friends at a summer camp based on the developers, who it's just 2 dads, their kids' own non-speaking journey. Sienna, A Tale of Spirits was announced for all major consoles in 2026. Inspired by Soul developer Argyro Brosty's trip to Japan, the main character Mika searches for her cat across a hand-painted world set in Japan. Valkyrie Saga set a release date of January 27th on PC. Esoteric Ebb, I cannot read. Esoteric Ebb releases spring 2026 on PC. We got a first look at the new The Boys VR game, The Boys Trigger Warning, releasing in 2026. The player will play as a person turned into a soup by Vault and seeks revenge. Fairy Tale Dungeons will be ported to Nintendo Switch January 7th. Director Katsuhiro Harada, known for the Tekken series, will be leaving Bandai Namco after over 30 years of working with the company. Deus Ex Remastered has been delayed indefinitely from its February 5th, 2026 release date. Phasmophobia is coming to Switch 2 in 2026. Town of Zoz releases in early 2026. 2.5D beat-em-up Veg Ellipse was announced. A hand-drawn game about 4 cacti in a band who must battle rabid root vegetables. Resident Q was announced, a cosmic horror survival looter shooter coming to PC in 2026. Alt F4 was announced, a puzzle labyrinth game where the "Are you sure you want to exit" window that pops up when you press Alt F4 is used to move your character.
What?
So you know how you press Alt F4
Yeah.
and it pops up, do you want to exit? So if you have your yes, no, you have your options. Each of those options will move your character in a different direction. And it's a labyrinth where you're trying to get out.
Ooh.
And then the thank you update was released for Clair Obscur Expedition 33, adding a new explorable zone, an endless tower mode, and more. And this was might have been it's weird. It was released on the day of or the night of the Game Awards. So it could have been. The thing is, they could have already known they were winning because these award shows you never know.
Yeah.
Or it could be that they called it the thank you update for how popular it got, the being nominated alone. I doubt that just how development time works. I doubt they're calling it the thank you because of what happened at the Game Awards.
Yeah. More like, I feel like it struck me as more a...
Yeah, because it is, I mean, it is, I would say it is not the smallest indie game that released this year.
Yeah.
It is borderline whether or not it's indie or if it's just a small developer. And to me, there's a difference. There's an indie, and then there's like the smaller developers that make like good-sized games.
Yeah.
That have enough of a like, oh, this person is making this, and then there's AAA.
Yeah.
So I don't have examples for you off the top of my head, but that's kind of the distinction I have. Like, there's the AAA games, there's the big people, there's the people who aren't quite as big but are still big.
Yeah.
And then there's and then there's D&D companies that are like publishing themselves and different things. But then the team is made up of so many industry veterans that have worked on so many things that have enough of a name for themselves that I'm like,
yeah, yeah.
Some of the awards they won that we'll get to later, I don't know if they should have even qualified for.
Yeah.
But we'll get there. The Game Awards was held December 11th, 2025. Here we go.
Wait, all that was before the Game
All
Awards?
that was before the Game Awards.
Okay, I was remember there's a certain ones I was listening for. I didn't hear them. I was like, oh my goodness.
So the Game Awards was held December 11th, 2025. We're going to do the announcements first, and then we'll go through who won what. Star Wars Fate of the... This is not in order of when it showed up.
Yeah.
Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic was announced from director Casey Hudson. There was an industry insider or someone who was like, well, seeing as how the development team for this game was formed this year, and just different things, it'll probably be 2030 before we see it. And then Casey Hudson made a statement saying, you'll probably see it before 2030 because I ain't getting any younger.
Exactly.
It's probably like, I don't have time for that. Larian Studios announced Divinity in a absolutely brutal reveal trailer. Jay, don't watch it.
Bloody and all that.
It is
gory,
and then some. Amongst other things that are in it, everything they could have put in that trailer to be like, oh yeah, this game's going to be like rated M+ for sure.
Yeah.
Is in that trailer.
Good night.
It has been described as their biggest game yet.
What's it called?
Divinity. So I think it has connections to the Divinity Original Sin series, but this one is just called Divinity. There's no subtitle.
Okay.
Capcom confirmed that Leon S. Kennedy is in fact playable in Resident Evil Requiem after repeatedly denying it.
Yeah.
There were so many like leaks and rumors that they were like, no. This is Katie's story. It's about Katie. So both are playable characters, and what they're doing is, and I kind of love this. So Resident Evil has the survival horror, and then Resident Evil has the action zombie shooter gameplay. There's the two gameplays. They're putting both in the same game by having two different characters. Katie will have survival horror, where there will still be shooting, but it is less action focused. And Leon S. Kennedy will have the Resident Evil 4, I got a chainsaw, I'm, going for it gameplay. So both gameplay styles are in the game, and the stories will be like parallel to each other. Which I think that's a cool idea to like, it's on top of having both third person and first person options in the game. That means that they're giving like the Resident Evil fans like
a treat.
Like they're giving, if you like the Leon S. Kennedy action gameplay, that's there. If you prefer first or third person, that's there. So it's kind of cool that they're doing that. Crystal Dynamics announced Tomb Raider Catalyst, a new game in the series slated for 2027.
Yes.
And absolutely great trailer. Have you watched the trailer to that?
I haven't. No, I've seen the other one, but
a bunch of those trailers you need to watch because that was pretty good.
I'll tell you when we get to my favorite one, and it's not what you think.
As well as Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, a remake reimagining the very first Tomb Raider game.
I didn't know that had dinosaurs in it, and I saw the T-Rex. I was like, what?
Dude, you need to play...
I think I've only played... I for sure
You've
the
played
first
the
one
reboot.
of the reboot. I don't know if I played... I have all three of the reboot ones.
Yeah.
I don't know if I played the second one. I need to go back and look. I want to. I will be getting both of these.
Oh, both of those look absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
But yeah, Remedy Entertainment announced Control Resonant, a follow-up to 2019's Control, slated for 2026. Saros announced its release date of April 30th, 2026 in a new trailer. Mega Man 12, titled Mega Man Dual Overdrive, was announced in a gameplay trailer slated for 2027. This was after, I didn't get this written down, Capcom made a statement saying that they wanted, I want to say Ace Attorney. Let me look it up.
A lot of these I saw through notifications. I was like, oh, you're going to be happy to hear this.
Capcom wants, this is from PC Gamer, so I can get the quote right. Capcom says it wants Mega Man, Devil May Cry, and Ace Attorney to be core IPs like Street Fighter and Monster Hunter, which basically they announced, hey, we realize we have all these IPs that we're not using. We want our old, like the ones that put us on the map. We want we want to think of them again. So... After saying that, they announced Mega Man Dual Overdrive, slated for 2027, which stinks that they're going to make us wait that much longer for it.
Yeah.
But I think that might be in time for an anniversary.
Still a new Mega Man game.
New Mega Man game. It's awesome. Mega Man 11 was all right.
When would that one come out?
Mega Man 11, that was...
I feel like it's been a while.
Oh, it's been a while because it was like towards the beginning of the Switch. That was one of the first...
Oh, Switch 2?
That was one of the first Switch... Yeah, 2018. Was
okay.
the last time we got a mainline Mega Man game. And even then, I think that's the last time we've just gotten a Mega Man game in general that wasn't just a re-release collection. We should have warned everybody we're going to go on a sides on like almost every one of these.
Yeah.
And then I'm skipping around a little bit because there's one I know is going to take us a while, so I don't want to get to that one yet. A new expansion for Diablo 4 entitled Lord of Hatred was announced. Adds new classes, including Paladin, which was, I think, highly demanded by players. Players will face Mephisto and Lilith. Releases April 28th, 2026. A new Star Wars racing game, Star Wars Galactic Racer, was announced from former developers of Burnout and Need for Speed. Coming to PS5, Xbox, and PC in 2026.
Yes.
Phantom Blade Zero releases September 9th, 2026. Pragmata got a release date of April 24th, 2026, as well as an announcement that the game will also be coming to Switch 2. And then Nintendo announced that an amiibo of the little girl, Diana, is also being made. Jay thinks the game looks creepy for some reason.
I don't like the girl.
I think she just looks like an adorable little robot girl. Like,
there's something off about her. I don't trust her.
You think of Megan when you see her is probably what it is.
That, but also I'm like, man, there's something about her I'm like off-putting.
We're gonna do a let's play of this, and the whole time I'm gonna have to reassure Jay that this is not a horror game.
You have to reassure them that I'm actually there. I'll be like, turn away.
She's just gonna look up and be like, look at all those pigeons,
and I'll scream.
I know it's look at all those chickens.
Look at all those chickens.
Toshiro Nagoshi revealed his first game project since leaving the Yakuza development team, Gang of Dragon. It definitely looks like it looks a lot like a Yakuza game. But
yeah,
you know, if that's the style, like it's kind of like when the guy that created Mega Man left Capcom, and then the first game he announced was a Mega Man-like game, where it's like, okay. That makes sense.
It's just what you know.
That's your wheelhouse. A new single-player Dungeons & Dragons RPG titled Warlock was announced. Follows the warrior Katri, who wields dark magic. So many of these games did not have release windows, and so many had 20. Whereas, like, it's Game Awards. They do that all the time, where they're like, hey, look at this thing. You won't see it for 5 years.
Yeah.
Which we'll get to later. The final reveal of the night, there's a reason I'm not saying it last. The final reveal of the night was Highguard, a new free-to-play person-versus-person shooter from the creators of Titanfall and Apex Legends. Releases January 26, 2026. Players battle as wardens, described as arcane gunslingers. That is meant to push the first-person shooter genre forward or whatever.
Yeah.
This should not have been the last announcement. I mean, Mega Man was I think the next to last.
And Mega Man was
and Mega Man, people would have been like, oh, really? That's the last announcement? But that would have been a better announcement than a free-to-play shooter game that, let's see how the free-to-play shooter games that have been released in the last couple of years have done.
Yeah, exactly.
Concord.
That's what I was thinking. I couldn't remember the name.
Look, I think people have the shooters they like, and I don't think it's going to take something.
You got what you got.
It's going to take something for, to make a splash and actually last longer than 6 months.
If that long.
Creative Assembly announced Total War Warhammer 40K, featuring a character played by David Harbour. Invincible Versus revealed its next playable fighter, Elemental, an original superhero created for the game, or a villain. She was kind of antagonistic. I don't know. She is voiced by Tierra Whack. A release date of April 30th was also given for the game. PlayStation announced 4 Loop from Bad Robot and Left 4 Dead creator Mike Booth. So J.J. Abrams and Mike Booth both went out there and announced this. It's a sci-fi third-person shooter about dying over and over again to learn from your mistakes and save humanity. Neon Giant, the team behind Ascent, announced its next game titled No Law. It is a first-person RPG that has like cyberpunk vibes.
Yeah.
It is about an ex-military vet, Gray Harker, whose peaceful retreat to the town of Port Desire is interrupted. Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thev was announced 6 years after Ace Combat 7 was released. Lenny Kravitz will be playing the villain Balma in 007 First Light.
Yes.
I wonder if he's also might be writing a song for it.
I don't know. When I saw Lenny Kravitz in 007, that's what I thought.
Because I'm like, we don't know.
That'd be dope.
007 is like a major 007 project.
Yeah, so there has to be a song.
So is there going to be a Bond song? There better be a Bond song. Because this is the first 007 game that isn't just, hey, look, it's a game. Like, this is like, no, we want to tell a 007 story.
I'm so excited. Yeah. He looks so cool. And that's why I'm going to have to pre-order it for that.
Deadpool has been confirmed for the Season 6 of Marvel Rivals. Jonathan Blow, creator of Braid and The Witness. So Braid is this cool little... I can't remember how old it is, but like it is when you want to talk about like definitive indie games of like solo developers or small teams making something, Braid is one of them. Of like it's this side-scrolling platformer kind of thing where you rewind time, and it's hard to describe without actually showing it to you. And then there's The Witness, which is this first person. It's kind of like Myst, where it's you're alone on an island, you're solving all these puzzles, but the puzzles are super hard and arbitrary, and it's kind of known for being this like The Witness. It's I do not like The Godfather. It insists upon it. No, it's not really that. It's more of, I'm trying to think of how to put it. Where you're playing this game, you're like, all right, we get it. You come up with hard puzzles.
Yeah.
And people who talk about this is my favorite game ever. It takes a real intellectual to like this. That kind of thing. It's a good game, but also it is extremely hard and does not. And for reasons where I'm like, it did not need to be this hard.
It's like when people say The Prestige is their favorite Nolan film.
It's like, to really understand my game, you have to, kind of thing. So it's kind of like he's got Braid and then he's got The Witness. So it's like, what's he going to make next? Is he going to do something else that's also The Witness, or he's going to do? So his next game project, 10 years in the making, because The Witness came out in 2015. Order of the Sinking Star. It is a dimension-mashing top-down puzzle game with over 250 hours of content, including over 1,400 puzzles, launching in 2026.
Good night.
And so what it is you have these 4 dimensions or 4 like universes that all have their own rules to how their puzzles work, and then eventually the dimensions start combining, and so you have rooms that combine, so you have to combine the puzzle types together and different things. It looks very interesting.
That is awesome. Like, awesome.
It looks really, and it looks to have like a story, because there was voice acting during the trailer.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, okay, so there's actually a story to this. We got a new trailer for Lords of the Fallen 2. Out of Words, if you remember this from the Summer Game Awards, got a new trailer, a stop-motion co-op adventure game. It's the kids with no mouths that they're like, I remember that. It's like, it is actually stop motion. It is coming to all major platforms, confirming a Switch 2 release in this trailer. We don't have a release date yet, but I think it is aiming for 2026. A new trailer for Nioh 3 was shown. David Soliani, creator of the Mario plus Rabbids series, who left Ubisoft earlier this year, or last year, has announced Bradley the Badger.
That's the one I'm waiting for.
A platforming game with genre-changing aspects about a beloved platforming mascot who ventures through the unfinished game projects of his creator to figure out what's going on. A new team. It is by a newly formed team with David Soliani called Day 4 Night, which was also co-founded by other AAA game developers, including Tristan Cantamessa, the co-writer and lead designer on Red Dead Redemption. Mm-hmm. It features Evan Peters as the voice of Bradley and music by Grant Kirkhope.
And breaks the fourth wall. Did you say that?
Oh, breaks the fourth wall. Oh, dude, it's a genre-bending game about and so the gameplay it's a platformer.
Yeah.
Like it has the running and jumping, but it also has sections where he goes through Cyberpunk,
Last of Us,
Bloodborne, The Last of Us, like different other games. And I'm wondering if this is going to be a statement on the fact that like the cartoony platformer or the colorful games are not being made anymore.
Yeah.
Or like being put to the wayside for all these gritty, realistic. Like I'm wondering if that's what they're going for.
Yeah.
Or if there's just other genres we haven't been shown yet, like, you know, different things.
Yeah.
But that would be a very interesting story of like a platforming character having to go through these other worlds to figure out why his creator didn't finish his game or something.
Yeah.
Where it's like, well, it's because that's not what platformers aren't the thing anymore, kind of thing. Because I feel like as the guy who created Mario plus Rabbids and worked for Ubisoft, who was making Rayman and then just quit everything to do nothing but Assassin's Creed, then eventually laid off your team, I can see how you would want to make a story about that, and then getting Grant Kirkhope to making music and like
Evan Peters
to star in it and different things.
I'm so excited.
And so the gameplay hook is that he has a developer kit in his tool set where he can use to expand unfinished textures or change the properties of objects to make them different things where it's like, this looks awesome.
It looks
obviously
so fun.
No release window was given.
Yeah.
I would imagine as much gameplay as they showed us, I would imagine this is a 2027 game. I don't see it coming out next year because it only has to have been in development for a year and a half at most. So we'll see.
And he comes into the real world. It's not part of the game.
Yeah, towards the end, it might be because it's described as having live action elements. So we'll see. Okay, well, so maybe it's just cutscenes.
Yeah,
but
he actually sees an Evan Peters is dressed as himself, and then he sees another Evan Peters.
Evan Peters, who I think I love the idea that Evan Peters is every character. Give Bradley the Badger a girlfriend named like Belina the Badger, and it's just Evan Peters going, "Oh."
Would you know he would? I love Evan Peters so much.
Action RPG Stupid Never Dies was announced. This was one of the last trailers that Trent and I watched before we gave up on recording a reaction.
Yeah.
Because we were both too tired. Long story for that. We can't get into it, but there was another thing that we had obligations for that we had to be there. So we were going to record a late reaction, and then things happened where we were kept an hour later, not by anybody included in the obligation's own control.
Yeah.
And
you only had me for a limited amount of time to watch anyway.
And so as funny as some of our stuff was, you'll never see it because it didn't get finished.
Yep.
And also Jay could not control himself.
I could not.
But so Stupid Never Dies is an action RPG was announced in a trailer where this girl and this zombie are singing to each other this very like Avril Lavigne early 2000s late 90s like punk-esque song. Like it has love song vibes where I'm sitting here going, is this just Warm Bodies as a video game?
Dude.
And Trent was like, I don't know. Like, and then and this is the story. And then the gameplay was shown. It was a music video first, and then it showed a little bit of gameplay.
Yeah.
But it follows a zombie named Davey who searches for a way to save Julia, a human he once loved who has been frozen in a world where monsters are the everyday norm. And at the end of the trailer, they give a voice line for Davey, and he goes, "I don't eat human." And so it's like, yeah, it's Warm Bodies, the video game.
Feels like I'm going to play and cry at.
So when we're done recording, I'll show you a couple of these trailers because I think you might be interested in this. Hopefully next year we can record a reaction if we plan enough ahead of time. Open world sheepdog game Free Shepherd was announced for 2027. Wildflower Interactive revealed Coven of the Chickenfoot, an adventure game about Gert, a witch who bonds with a strange creature to fulfill her coven's oath. I believe the director of Last of Us is involved in this game.
Craig Mazin?
I believe so.
Ooh. Or Neil Druckmann, one of the two.
Dark Souls-inspired first-person action game Decrepit was announced for 2026. That was the trailer. You were like, oh, no.
No. I'm like, no.
Solasta 2 enters early access March 12th, 2026. Switch 2 exclusive Orbitals was announced, a retro anime inspired co-op game that seems to have gameplay in the same vein as games such as Split Fiction or It Takes Two, where it has to be co-op. Like, you can't play this single player.
Yeah.
It looked interesting. South of Midnight is coming to PS5 and Switch 2 in spring of 2026.
I saw that.
Makes me very excited because I wanted to play South of Midnight so bad, but I just knew my PC probably could. I need to get my PC upgraded. After 3 years of absence from its initial reveal in, I believe, the Game Awards 2023 or 2022, something like that, Matthew McConaughey-led sci-fi RPG Exodus gave a new trailer and a 2027 release window.
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah. I completely forgot it was a thing until it popped up. It is from, I don't know if it's the same team or former team members that made, the big sci-fi games. Mass Effect.
Oh.
I believe it's from the Mass Effect team. John Carpenter's Toxic Commandos will release March 12th, 2026. March 12th seems to be a big day for games.
Yeah.
New trailer for action game Audio Mech. A demo is available now. The sequel to The Forest and the Sons of the Forest, titled Forest 3, has been announced. It seems to have a more sci-fi feel than like sci-fi horror. Like, it's still sci-fi horror, but it's leaning into the sci-fi by having an astronaut be the character you're playing as instead of a crashed plane.
Yeah.
Ontos was announced, a sci-fi thriller set in a repurposed hotel on the moon, starring Stellan Skarsgård. Releasing in 2026. Tank Rat was announced, a world-building vehicular action adventure about a sleepwaker named Whitaker, whose consciousness is uploaded into a robot drone. And then I saved this for last because we were going to talk about it.
Yeah.
Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight was given a release date of May 29th, 2026, and a Switch 2 announcement for a later date. It's not coming to Switch 2 on launch day because Nintendo's been very selective with game kits, so who knows when they got it, but it's coming to Switch 2. Pre-orders for the standard and deluxe editions are available now, set at $70 and $90 respectively. It also, the $90 version, which is $20 more, it includes it'll have a new story arc where you get to play as Joker and Harley, releasing in September 2026. It has 3 or 4 packs with costumes for every playable character in the default game, as well as new Batmobiles and cosmetics for the Batcave and different things, where it's like, it kind of sucks that they're charging that much, but it's just kind of what we have to expect. We got a first look at Firefly, who seems to have his animated series design. We got a first look at Ra's al Ghul, who seems to have his comic design, but seems to be more like
Liam Neeson.
Voice and plot-wise is the Liam Neeson one. We got a look at Mr. Freeze. We got a hint at Poison Ivy, and then later they revealed an image of what Poison Ivy looks like in the game. It's the Uma Thurman Poison Ivy. We got a first look at Robin and Catwoman as playable characters, as well as Batgirl as a playable character, which means Talia al Ghul is the only character we've yet to see playable.
Yeah.
I was telling Jay, I have concerns, not criticisms, not things that are making me want the game less.
Yeah.
Of how, when they've said this is a celebration of 80 years of Batman media, and it seems that the movies have a dominating impact on the story-wise. The movies being what they're pulling the stories from does not shock me. Even they're still pulling from the comics because of the Red Hood gang being a plot and Carmine Falcone being hinted at. So it's like, they're definitely not pulling only from the movies.
Yeah.
Except for the major villains seem to only be based, except for Ra's al Ghul and Firefly, seem to only be based on the movie versions. If they had a major appearance in the movies, when it's like, you could have used some of these villains, and like Mr. Freeze being the Arnold Schwarzenegger Mr. Freeze, that makes sense. But like Poison Ivy being the Uma Thurman Poison Ivy, like, it makes sense, but it's also like, you could have used, Poison Ivy to reference Gotham or Arkham, or like more because we did get like
the
intro to the Arkham Asylum will be recreated in the game with Lego versions of Cash and Bowles. Bowles was created for Arkham, so it's not like he's a comic character. They're pulling from the games and stuff as well, which is awesome. Like I'm saying, it's awesome that they're doing this. It's even cool to see the Uma Thurman Poison Ivy. It's just that like 2 villains that we've been shown are the only ones not to pull from the movies, and even then one of them is still like heavily pulling from the movies anyway.
Yeah.
And then someone pointed out like, yeah, Firefly, it was shown off at the same time as Batgirl. Firefly was originally the villain for the Batgirl movie. So it makes you wonder. With
Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it makes you wonder if like, Firefly's there, but it makes you wonder if they're still pulling from the movies there too, where it's like.
But did we ever get a look at what? Oh, we got set photos.
Yeah. But the set photos, like his design is the animated series design. Yeah. But it's still like, Riddler has kind of a generic Riddler design. He kind of has like maybe an Arkham-ish look. All that being said, it is very exciting. I'm excited for this. The picture. So I have a theory, Jay.
Yes.
The Joker is the only villain that we've seen have like. Other than Penguin, but Penguin is kind of like he looks the same. He just has different outfits. He's basically Danny DeVito's mixed with Colin Farrell's, but he's mostly a Danny DeVito Penguin with some Colin Farrell influences. But like Catwoman is Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman, but with like the Zoe Kravitz thrown in there.
Yeah.
Joker is the only one we've seen have full on other designs.
Mm-hmm.
When he's Red Hood, Jack Nicholson. When he's Joker, Heath Ledger. But also, we got a hint at Jack Nicholson's Joker specifically with, like, you see the Jack Nicholson hairpiece as green in the trailer where they recreate, like, him looking in the mirror and seeing himself as Joker for the first time. That scene, they recreate that in the trailer. But he definitely does not look like the Heath Ledger Joker in that scene from the back.
Yeah.
So I have a theory. Especially because also in the picture for the Harley and Joker story content that they showed, the Joker is a more generic Lego Joker with like the swoopy,
triangle kind of, not triangle, but
the swoopy hair and like the Lego the face that they've always used. They're either having Joker parallel Batman in every of the 6 eras that the game will be split into. The Joker has a different design. So you start with Jack Nicholson Joker, you get Heath Ledger Joker, and you get comics Joker, or there might be
Mark Hamill Joker.
So they're doing that where it's the same Joker, and he's just he's evolving with Batman as Batman evolves.
Yeah.
Or they are adapting sort of the 3 Joker storyline from the comic that reveals that the Joker is actually 3 individuals using the Joker persona.
Ooh.
That is my theory, just based on the fact that we've seen so many designs for the Joker. And it could just be that, hey, he's going to be playable, so he'll have multiple costumes, so we're just using them.
That'd be cool, especially if it's he evolves.
Or if
I really like that one.
If it's like Legacy of the Dark Knight, it's also Legacy of the Clownbridge Crime.
Because you can't have one without the other.
Yeah, so he changes over, one of your first missions. Mm-hmm. I do think the first mission is probably Carmine Falcon, like taking down Falcone.
Yeah.
Which someone saw, like, there's a little newspaper with his picture on it, and it looks like he's based on the Batman Begins act, like the actor that played in Batman Begins, which, like, they didn't go with the classic Godfather look.
Yeah.
They're just going to go with generic bald man. They're not going to go with like
John Turturro from the
Godfather.
The Batman. Yeah.
Man. So anyway, I'm ranting. This episode is going to be way longer than it needs to be because we ranted about every game. But that was like my little concerns of like condensed, because I definitely told Jay a lot more. Harley Quinn seems to have her comic design in the picture on the DLC pack. So either that's her look in the game, or if she looks like Margot Robbie by default, I feel like that's not going to match the rest of the game.
Yeah.
Unless we do at some point get to see a Lego version of the Jared Leto.
Oh, Joker.
There has to be one joke. There has to be one joke
at
his expense or something.
There
but
will
I
be.
saw there are graffiti that people saw, and one of them is it looks like the one guy at the beginning of the Batman, like the gang from the beginning of the Batman, the guy with the white face paint, looked like he was, at least it could be that these are how they're referencing these because they're not in the game. But Solomon Grundy got another reference, different things like that. Anyway, so that's pretty cool. And then the last thing, and we can move on to who won and who lost, because we realize we haven't got to that yet.
Yeah.
Max Schreck's department store is for sure a location in the game. And it makes me wonder if we're going to get a Lego Christopher Walken.
Dude.
Probably not voiced by Christopher Walken.
Yeah, I mean, we have an actual Lego figure Christopher Walken from the Shadow Box.
Yeah, so the fact that Max Schreck's... Now, what's interesting is we've seen multiple areas, so from different things where They were fighting. Now, this could be just developer. They're just showing off the game. They were fighting Mr. Freeze's henchmen in Max Shrek's thing, which means they are definitely combining and getting things out of order, because there's also there was a developer the audio director or whatever was test playing the game, and on his screen you could see he was doing a mission that was based off like the balloon scene from the original Batman movie, and anyway. And Catwoman was there. So it's like, oh, so things might be a little out of order, which is nice. Moving on. Winners. We got Content Creator of the Year, Voice Critical. Best Esports Team, Team Vitality. Best Esports Athlete, Chovy. Best Esports Game, Counter-Strike 2. We got Player's Voice, Wuthering Wave. Most anticipated game, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Of course.
Best Adaptation, The Last of Us Season 2. Innovation and Accessibility, Doom the Dark Ages. Best Multiplayer Game, Arc Raiders. Best Sports/Racing Game, Mario Kart World. Best Sim Strategy Game, Final Fantasy Tactics, The Ivalice Chronicles. Best Family Game, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Best Fighting Game, Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Best Role-Playing Game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Best Action Adventure Game, Hollow Knight Silksong. Best Action Game, Hades 2. Best VR Game, The Midnight Walk. Best Mobile Game, Umusume Pretty Derby. Best Community Support, Baldur's Gate 3. Best Ongoing Game, No Man's Sky. Best Debut Indie, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. I would argue that
its debut
is it's the studio's first, but it's not overall the first for any of those. Best Independent Game, Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Games for Impact, South of Midnight. Best Performance, Jennifer English in Clair Obscur Expedition 33. Best Audio Design, Battlefield 6. And then Best Score and Music, Best Art Direction, Best Narrative, Best Direction, and Game of the Year, Clair Obscur Expedition 33.
Yeah.
I shout out to that game
as
for
I was getting to my car that night. I'm like, oh.
Best or shout out to that game for letting me copy and paste so many times this time. And an hour and 10 minutes into our recording. That is all my gaming news.
I have my second batch of miscellaneous and new looks. Got our first look at Jared Padalecki and Jensen Ackles and Homelander, Billy Butcher, and Ryan in The Boys Season 5. New clip of Santa Claus killing Nazis in Silent Night, Deadly Night. New clip and stills from Greenland 2 Migration. A new clip from Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out Mystery. A new look at Cillian Murphy and Peaky Blinders The Immortal Man, as well as a first look at Barry Kagan, who plays the leader of a new generation of Peaky Blinders. First look at Rebecca Ferguson in it. New look at the whole cast as their characters from Street Fighter. A new clip of Mario and Luigi fighting Bowser Jr. in the Super Mario Galaxy movie. The 2026 HBO slate revealed new looks at A Night of the Seven Kingdoms and Euphoria Season 3, which included our first look at Hunter Schafer, Jacob Elordi, and Sydney Sweeney. First look at Godzilla and Monarch Legacy of Monsters Season 2. Got a ton of first looks. First look at The Handmaid's Tale sequel, The Testament, starring Chase Infinity. The series follows the young women in Gilead grappling with the bleak future that awaits them. First look at Steps, an animated film that follows Cinderella's evil stepsisters who are actually depicted as kind and misunderstood, starring Ali Wong and Stephanie Hsu as the stepsisters, releasing in 2026 on Netflix. First look at the new comedy series Rooster, starring Steve Carell and executive produced by Ted Lasso's Bill Lawrence. The series follows an acclaimed fiction author who heads to a college for a reading and gets sucked into the world of higher education, releasing in March on HBO. First look at Hero Fine Tiffin as young Sherlock in Guy Ritchie's series, following Sherlock's first ever murder mystery case in a globetrotting adventure set during the 1870s, releasing next year on Amazon Prime Video. First peek at, I might pronounce this wrong, Toph in Avatar: The Last Airbender Season 2. First look at the new movie starring Dave Franco, O'Shea Jackson Jr., and Mason Thames that I cannot say on the podcast. The film follows two unqualified bozos who are hired to transfer a rich kid to rehab, but their gig quickly turns into mayhem. First look at In the Blink of an Eye, directed by Wally and Finding Nemo director Andrew Stanton, follows three storylines from past, present, and future that span thousands of years and represent the circle of life. First look at Buddy, the horror film starring Kristen Milioti, Topher Grace, and Michael Shannon, follows a girl and her friends who must escape a demented kids TV show. First look at I Want Your Sex, Greg Araki's film starring Cooper Hoffman and Olivia Wilde. Film follows a man whose dreams come true when an older woman makes him her sexual fantasy, but she soon drags him into a world of sex, obsession, power, betrayal, and murder. First look at Will Poulter and Noah Centineo in Union County. First look at The Invite, which is Olivia Wilde's new film starring herself, Seth Rogen, Penelope Cruz, Edward Norton, First look at Channing Tatum and Gemma Chan and Josephine. First look at Ted Season 2. And HBO's 2026 slate also revealed first looks at The Pit Season 2, Industry Season 4, DTF St. Louis, The Comeback Season 3, Rooster, Mel Brooks, The 99-Year-Old Man, the Untitled Larry David Project, which is described as a sketch comedy about American history to honor America's 250th anniversary, and is produced by Barack and Michelle Obama. Half Man, Hack Season 5, Stewart Fails to Save the Universe, House of the Dragon Season 3, War, and Dune Prophecy. In box office, Five Nights at Freddy's 2 opened with $63 million domestically, better than initial box office tracking, but lower than the film's first film's opening of $80. And Zootopia 2 passed $1 billion worldwide, its fastest PG-rated film ever to cross the milestone, which means we are back to watching the box office of a Disney movie after last year. Glenn Powell for the 5th episode in a row. Chad Powers, he was nominated for the Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Series, Musical, or Comedy. And new announcements, a third 28 Years Later movie is officially happening with Cillian Murphy and talks to reprise his role, and a Magic Treehouse animated series in the works with Spurry. Author Mary Pope Osborne will retain full standing as a creative partner with Rideback on board as producer. In miscellaneous mentionables, Paramount is launching a hostile takeover bid to buy Warner Brothers, which is going directly to shareholders with a bid valued at $108.4 billion. The Last of Us Season 2 wins the Best Adaptation at the Game Awards, as previously mentioned. Pushing Daisies is coming back for Season 3 after 15 years off television. Ian Twazin from The Undertone is set to direct the next Paranormal Activity movie. And Noah Schnapp says he accidentally injured Jake Connolly, who plays Derek, while filming Stranger Things Season 5. And he said, quote, "When I was going to tackle Derek, I ran and accidentally pinned him to the ground. His whole leg was scraped and bleeding. I was like, oh my God, I hurt him." But he gets up out of the hay and goes, "It's okay, Mr. Noah. I feel like Tom Cruise doing my own stunts." And he's like 9. That is all for my miscellaneous.
I do have anniversaries. December 7th was the 35th anniversary of Edward Scissorhands and the 25th anniversary of Mario Party 3 on Nintendo 64. December 8th was the 25th anniversary of Dungeons & Dragons and the 25th anniversary of Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, as well as the 30th anniversary of Disney's Magical Quest 3 starring Mickey and Donald on Super Nintendo, 20th anniversary of Yakuza on PS2, and 10th anniversary of Yakuza 5 on PS3, 5th anniversary of Monster Sanctuary on PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox One, and December 9th was the 20th anniversary of Chronicles of Narnia, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and on the other side of the spectrum, the 20th anniversary of Brokeback Mountain. It was also the 60th anniversary of A Charlie Brown Christmas and the 65th anniversary of Coronation Street, as well as the 30th anniversary of Dragon Quest VI on Super Nintendo, the 30th anniversary of Warcraft 2 Tides of Darkness on PC, and December 10th was the 15th anniversary of The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, the 10th anniversary of SteamWorld Heist on 3DS, the 5th anniversary of Cyberpunk 2027 on PC, PS4, Xbox One, and the wonderfully aged Google Stadia.
I don't even know what that is.
Exactly. December 11th was the 10th anniversary of The Ridiculous Six, the 10th anniversary of The Big Short, the 45th anniversary of Magnum P.I., and the 30th anniversary of Real Bout Fatal Fury in arcades. December 12th was the 20th anniversary of Gauntlet 7 Heroes on Xbox and PS2. And December 13th was the 40th anniversary of Clue, the 30th anniversary of Sense and Sensibility, and the 20th anniversary of Moral Oral.
In lieu of today in pop culture history, I do have 2 birthdays to bring up. Dick Van Dyke today turned 100. Both of these are for today, December 13th. Dick Van Dyke turned 100, and Taylor Swift turned 36 years old today. 2, I do not have birthdays, obviously, because I have Golden Globe nominations, but I had to bring both of those up. And, as I mentioned, the 83rd Golden Globe nominations were this week. In movies, the nominations for Best Picture Drama were Frankenstein, Hamnet, It Was Just an Accident, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, and Sinners. Best Picture Musical or Comedy were Blue Moon, Begonia, Marty Supreme, No Other Choice, Nouvelle Vague, and One Battle After Another. Best Picture Animated nominees were Arco, Demon Slayer, the movie, Infinity Castle, Elio, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie, or The Character of Rain, and Zootopia 2. Best Picture Non-English Language was nominees were It Was Just an Accident, No Other Choice, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Value, Surat, The Voice of Hein Rajab. Best Actor Drama nominees were Joel Edgerton from Train Dreams, Oscar Isaac from Frankenstein, Dwayne Johnson from The Smashing Machine, Michael B. Jordan from Sinners, Wagner Moura from The Secret Agent, Jeremy Allen White from Springsteen, Deliver Me From Nowhere. Best Actress Drama nominations were Jessie Buckley for Hamnet, Jennifer Lawrence for Die My Love, Renee Renciev from Sentimental Value, Julia Roberts for After the Hunt, Tessa Thompson in Hedda, and Eva Victor for Sorry Baby. Best Actor in Musical or Comedy nominees were Timothée Chalamet and Marty Supreme, George Clooney and Jay Kelly, Leonardo DiCaprio in One Battle After Another, Ethan Hawke in Blue Moon, Lee Byung-hun in No Other Choice, and Jesse Plemons in Begonia. Best Actress Musical or Comedy nominations were Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, Cynthia Erivo for Wicked for Good, Kate Hudson in Song Sung Blue, Chase Infinity for One Battle After Another, Amanda Seyfried in The Testament of Anne Lee, and Emma Stone in Begonia. Best Supporting Actor nominees were Benicio del Toro for One Battle After Another, Jacob Elordi for Frankenstein, Paul Mescal for Hamnet, Sean Penn for One Battle After Another, Adam Sandler for Jay Kelly, and Stellan Skarsgård for Sentimental Value. Best Supporting Actress nominees were Emily Blunt in The Smashing Machine, Elle Fanning for Sentimental Value, Ariana Grande in Wicked for Good, Inga Ibstadter Lilias in Sentimental Value, Amy Madigan for Weapons, and Tiana Taylor for One Battle After Another. Best Director nominees were Paul Thomas Anderson for One Battle After Another, Ryan Coogler for Sinners, Guillermo del Toro for Frankenstein, Jafar Panahi for It Was Just an Accident, Joaquin Trier for Sentimental Value, and Chloe Zhao for Hamnet. Best Screenplay nominees were One Battle After Another, Marty Supreme, Sinners, It Was Just an Accident, Sentimental Value, and Hamnet. Best Original Score nominees were Frankenstein, Sinners, One Battle After Another, Surat, Hamnet, and F1. Best Original Song nominees were Dream Is One from Avatar Fire and Ash, The Girl in the Bubble from Wicked for Good, Golden from K-Pop Demon Hunters, I Lied to You from Sinners, No Place Like Home for Wicked for Good, and Train Dreams from Train Dreams. Cinematic and Box Office Achievement nominees are Avatar Fire and Ash, F1, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, Sinners, Weapons, Wicked for Good, and Zootopia 2. And the Cecil B. DeMille Award will go to Helen Mirren. On TV side of things, on Best Series Drama, nominees were The Diplomat, The Pit, Pluribus, Severance, Slow Horses, and The White Lotus. Best Series Musical or Comedy nominees were Abbott Elementary, The Bear, Hacks, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, and The Studio. Best Limited or Anthology Series or TV Movie nominees were Adolescence, All Her Fault, The Beast in Me, Black Mirror, Dying for Sex, and The Girlfriend. Best Performance in Stand-Up Comedy on Television nominees were Ricky Gervais' Mortality, Brett Goldstein, The Second Best Night of Your Life, Kevin Hart, Acting My Age, Bill Maher, Is Anyone Else Seeing This?, Kumail Nanjiani, Night Thoughts, and Sarah Silverman, Postmortem. Best Actor in a TV Series Drama nominees were Sterling K. Brown for Paradise, Diego Luna in Andor, A Star Wars Story, Gary Oldman in Slow Horses, Mark Ruffalo in Task, Adam Scott in Severance, and Noah Wiley in The Pit. Best Actress in a TV Series Drama nominees were Kathy Bates for Matlock, Britt Lauer for The Pit, Helen Mirren in Mobland, Bella Ramsey for The Last of Us, Kerry Russell in The Diplomat, and Rhea Seehorn for Pluribus. Best Actor in a Series Musical or Comedy nominees were Adam Brody for Nobody Wants This, Steve Martin in Only Murders in the Building, Glenn Powell for Chad Powers, Seth Rogen for The Studio, Martin Short in Only Murders in the Building, and Jeremy Allen White for The Bear. Best Actress in a Series Musical or Comedy nominees were Kristen Bell in Nobody Wants This, Iowa Debris for The Bear, Selena Gomez in Only Murders in the Building, Natasha Lyonne for Poker Face, Jenna Ortega for Wednesday, and Gene Smart for Hacks. Best Actor in a Limited or Anthology Series or TV Movie nominees were Jacob Elordi for The Narrow Road to the Deep North, Paul Giamatti for Black Mirror, Stephen Graham for Adolescence, Charlie Hunnam in Monster the Ed Gein Story, Jude Law for Black Rabbit, and Matthew Reese in The Beast in Me. Best Actress in a Limited or Anthology Series or TV Movie nominees were Claire Danes for The Beast in Me, Rashida Jones for Black Mirror, Amanda Seyfried for Long Bright River, Sarah Snook in All Her Fault, Michelle Williams in Dying for Sex, and Robin Wright for The Girlfriend. Best Supporting Actor in a Series nominees were Owen Cooper for Adolescence, Billy Crudup in The Morning Show, Walton Goggins in The White Lotus, Jason Isaacs in The White Lotus, Tramel Tillman for Severance, and Ashley Walters for Adolescence. Best Supporting Actress in a Series nominees were Carrie Coon for The White Lotus, Erin Doherty for Adolescence, and Hannah Einbinder for Hacks, Catherine O'Hara for The Studio, Parker Posey for The White Lotus, and Amy Lou Wood for The White Lotus. And the Carol Burnett Award will go to Sarah Jessica Parker. Fun fact, Cynthia Erivo is the first black woman in Golden Globes history to be nominated twice in the Best Actress in a Comedy or Musical category. One Battle After Another is the most nominated film with 9 nominations. K-Pop Demon Hunters is one of the most nominated animated films ever at the Golden Globes with 3 nominations. And Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo are the first 2 actors from the same film to be nominated twice for their respective roles in Golden Globes history. That is all for that part.
In anime and comics, I do have a couple comics news as per Jay's request, because I'll be honest, I have not paid attention to comic news enough.
My one request.
Yeah. Mononoke the movie Curse of the Serpent premieres May 29th in Japan. Duel Masters Lost Bakyaku no Taiyu premieres February 6th. A second season of The Weakest Tamer Began a Journey to Pick Up Trash has been announced. Medalist Season 2 will premiere January 24th. Kaguya-sama Love is War upcoming special The Stairway to Adulthood will premiere December 31st in Japan. The anime adaptation of Ichijoma Mankitsu Gurashi will premiere April 2026. Jack of All Trades Party of None releases January 4th. The Darwin Incident releases January 6th. You Can't Be in a Rom-Com with Your Childhood Friends set a release date of January 5th. A Adventurer's Daily Grind starts at age 29, starts January 7th. The Demon King's Daughter is Too Kind premieres January 6th. My Hero Academia Vigilante Season 2 premieres January 5th. Rollover and Die premieres January 8th. Hell Mode premieres January 9th. Snowball Earth premieres April 2026. Dead Account premieres January 10th. Black Torch set a release window of June 2026. An anime adaptation of Haruomi Tomotsuka's occult comedy manga Darasan of Raiwa is in production for a 2026 premiere. Theater of Darkness Yamishibai Season 16 will release January 11th, and My Hero Academia, the anime, has officially aired its last episode. In comics, a Spider-Man-Superman crossover comic book got a first look with crossover side stories that will include MJ meeting Lois Lane, and Jimmy Olsen meeting Carnage.
That is wild.
And others. I think Punisher gets a crossover one where I'm like, they were really scraping the barrel for Spider-Man characters because you keep killing them off or getting rid of them or like them getting mad at, like, why wasn't it Agent Venom or something?
Yeah, why isn't Jimmy Olsen meeting Agent Venom instead of Carnage?
Comedian Matt Lopez announced during a live stream on TikTok that he is developing a comic book series based around his character Ricky Bouse, a lampoon of Mickey Mouse.
Yes.
That is my news for this week.
I love Matt Lopez so much. I'm like, you have to say this. In my comics news, I do have not a lot. In DC, I have two, and you know what one of them is. Supergirl. Our first teaser was released this week, featured the first look at the destruction of Krypton, first look at Millie Alcock as Kara Zor-El, first look at Crypto, and first peek at Jason Momoa as Lobo. We got their official logo was revealed, first poster. It was revealed that Ramin Djawadi, behind Game of Thrones, will compose the score, and Millie Alcock says that David Cornsweet will return as Superman. Looked awesome. And then Lanterns got a new teaser, little 8-second teaser as a part of HBO's 2026 slate preview. On Marvel, Daniel Kaluuya confirms he is developing a Spider-Punk animated film. Paul Bettany teases that he will return as Vision in Secret Wars. Michael Giacchino will return to compose the score on Spider-Man Brand New Day. And then four different trailers for Avengers Doomsday will be attached with Avatar, Fire, and Ash. Each trailer will play for 1 week before switching to the next. Which means I have to see that movie 4 times.
Or you'll wait till they get put online.
I'll see it once to see it and see how visually awesome it looks, but hate the thing behind it. And then I'll wait till they're online, yes, in 6 months. And that is all for my news. In case you're wondering if we dropped a number of appearances for episodes, no, I just put them in a new format because I was tired of repeating them and searching for them. Second episodes in a row were A Night of the Seven Kingdoms, Abbott Elementary, Adolescence, All Our Fault, Andor, Star Wars Story, The Beast in Me, Blue Moon, The Boys Season 5, Chad Powers, The Diplomat, Dying for Sex, Elio, Euphoria Season 3, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, The Girlfriend, Hacks, If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, Iron Lungs, It Was Just an Accident, The Last of Us Season 2, Marty Supreme, Matlock, Monster the Ed Gein Story, The Morning Show, Nobody Wants This, Only Murders in the Building, Paradise, Paranormal Activity, Sequel, Peaky Blinders, The Immortal Man, Percy Jackson and the Olympian Season 2, The Pit, Pluribus, Poker Face, Severance, The Studio, Supergirl, Task, The Testament of Anne Lee, and Tomb Raider. Basically anything that was nominated for awards. Third episode in a row were Arco, Begonia, F1, Frankenstein, Hamnet, J. Kelly, K-Pop Demon Hunters, Little Amelie or the Character of Rain, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, No Other Choice, The Secret Agent, Sentimental Values, Surratt, Sinners, Sorry Baby, Stranger Things Season 5, Train Dreams, Weapons, and Zootopia 2. Fourth episode in a row were One Ballad After Another and A Wake Up Dead Man and Knives Out Mystery. Avatar Fire and Ash is on its 5th episode in a row, and Wicked for Good is on its 6th in a row.
I'm wondering, because you're probably going to quiz me at during the end of the year wrap up of what had the biggest streak, and I'm trying to think of a movie that had that much lasting power in the news this year.
That is true. I don't know. I don't know. Spoiler alert for what we're going to do, but yeah, we're coming back.
Yeah, we'll just let you know, the last episode of the year will not be a news week.
Yes, our last news will be the next episode after this.
Yes, the next episode after this will be news, and then after that, we're doing, instead of doing our year-end wrap alongside news. We're just letting it be its own episode.
So we can have our Christmas break off.
Because we have Christmas break off, and we want to do more with the end of the year stuff and other stuff we'll tell you about for 2026.
It'll still release the last Monday.
Yeah, it'll be the Monday after Christmas.
Yeah.
It'll still be...
Mondays are for nerds.
Mondays are for nerds.
But it'll be pre-recorded.
Yeah. Trent might be there. We'll see.
Trent might be there. We'll have more fun stuff, loose format than the news thing for that episode.
But for that,
we are going to come up with questions.
We are going to quiz each other like we did last year.
Yeah.
We should just quiz Trent.
We should. He's getting every single one wrong. In celebrity deaths, Jeff Garcia was 50, the voice of Sheen Estevez in the Jimmy Neutron universe. Raul Malo was 60, the Mavericks frontman. Jubilant Skies was 71, Grammy-nominated singer, stabbed to death in home. Sophie Kinsella was 55, Confessions of a Shopaholic author. Frank Cozzolino was 56, he starred in HGTV's Holmes on Holmes. Young Il-bong was 91, South Korean actor known for Oyster Village and Suddenly at Midnight. Ela Royen was 94, Finnish actress known for The Big Freeze. Beatrice Piccard was 96, Canadian actress known for The Simpsons, My Aunt Aileen, and Marguerite. Gordon Goodwin was 70, American composer behind Freakazoid, The Legend of Tarzan, Tom and Jerry Tales, and many more. Rory McLeod was 70, Grammy-nominated musician. Wynne Alton Davis was 60, Marvelous Miss Maisel actor. Cameron Magnus was 26, musician who toured with One Direction. Pauline Potter was 62 from My 600 Pound Life. Jim Ward was 66, Fairly Odd Parents and Ratchet and Clank voice actor. Eric Berman was 60, Jeopardy 4-time champion. Kim Ji-mee was 85, South Korean actress known for The Land. Stanley Baxter was 99, UK actor known for Very Important Person and Crooks and Anonymous. Arthur Cohn was 98, Swiss producer known for Black and White and Color. Peter Green was 60, U.S. actor known for Pulp Fiction and The Mask. Hector Alterio was 96, Argentinian and Spanish actor known for The Official Story and Son of the Bride. Abraham Quintanilla was 86, Selena's musician's father. And Bella the Smiling Dog, known for bringing joy and smiles to millions on a daily basis, passed away this week. My sources for this week were Deadline, Movie Insider, Variety, Golden Globes, Empire, Telegraph, Entertainment Weekly, Hollywood Reporter, and of course, Discussing Film.
My sources this week were IGN, Discussing Film, Crunchyroll, Nintendo Everything, Game Trailers, Polygon, Games Radar, and the official sites and socials of the studios mentioned today, as well as actually watching the Game Awards.
Yes.
So now we are on to our next part of the tier list.
Week 3,
Hallmark movies
set in Porgville.
Did
you listen to this?
Yes, I did.
Of course, duh.
Yeah, I edited it.
Yeah, you edited it. Did you agree with anything?
Yeah, for the most part, yeah.
We need to get Ashley next
I
time.
do feel like some of the new additions were too close to what the real life counterparts are. But
yeah. So the next one, Merry Christmas, Ted Cooper. An accident-prone weatherman, Ted Cooper returns to his hometown for the holidays and reconnects with his high school crush, now a doctor. Despite a series of mishaps, Ted is determined to make this Christmas different and finds the support of his high school teacher and his crush as they navigate the challenges together. We don't have a weatherman.
We don't.
Who are we thinking for a klutzy...
A klutzy weatherman. Why do I want to say Kevin James?
Honestly, because klutzy, he is very much like pratfalls.
Yeah.
He'd be good at that. And falling up. This is just our own solo Mia. We're making our own solo Mia, only it's solo Porgville. I'm not for Kevin James being a weatherman. I can see that happening in Porgville. Oh, dude, Kevin James is the news station with Amy Poehler, Tina Fey, and Brad Pitt. Okay, where do we think it falls? I'm up here in will probably happen territory.
Yeah.
Will probably happen. Alpine Holiday. I'm putting it above Catnip Cafe for sure. All right. The More the Merrier. Dr. Alice and Dr. Brian work together at a rural hospital on Christmas Eve to deliver multiple babies during a snowstorm. As they work to bring joy to patients and staff amidst the chaos, a spark develops between the two doctors. This does have a cameo from Olivia Colman.
Okay.
Because she's the charge nurse.
Yeah. Do we have any doctors other than... Do we have any
Olivia
medical...
Colman, no. We don't have... I mean, we have Timothy Chalamet as the vet.
Oh, yeah.
But...
Holy
human
crap.
doctors.
We never came up with doctors last time.
We didn't.
We did not look at any of those people and be like, yeah, they're doctors.
No. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I said, is that insulting?
Is that insulting? Okay. Doctors.
We
need an actor and an actress. Or a boy and a girl.
Hugh Laurie. I'm kidding.
Hugh Laurie. At a rural hospital. A rural hospital. I'm thinking like youngish.
Yeah, youngish, yeah. Or some younger actors or prominent internet media personalities.
We still have the Smosh we can pull from. If
We do have Smosh to pull from. Does anybody from Smosh give doctor vibes, though?
No. Shane's the closest. He's a therapist.
Yeah.
Okay, we have 2 doctors in here. He doesn't have a degree, but do we know, see anyone as doctors? Is everyone in Hollywood just too dumb to be a doctor?
No.
Ken Jeong.
Is this another universe where Kim Jong just stays as a doctor?
Yeah.
And then he falls in love with Dr. Dr.
Constance Wu.
Dr. Sandra Bullock.
Do we have Sandra Bullock in here?
I don't think we do. There we go.
Honestly, Ken Jeong and Sandra Bullock, though, for real. I do see this since it's already set in a rural town. I think this is happening.
Okay, yeah.
Do you think it's happening more than Make or Break Holiday?
Just put it somewhere in there.
Pardon me while I zoom in. We can't have a repeat of this again. Okay, I'm going to put it in above Make or Break Holiday.
Alrighty.
A Newport Christmas. Ella, a wealthy Newport socialite from 1905, is transported to 2025 after making a wish on a Christmas comet. There she meets Nick, a local historian, and finds herself torn between a new life in love with him and her legacy in the past. To protect her historical legacy, Ella and Nick must plot a course for her return to 1905, even as she has become reluctant to leave the future and him. Nick honestly gives me Ty Burrell vibes.
Yeah, I could see it. Like,
Ty Burrell.
Does Ty Burrell give
Historian vibes.
historian vibe?
I feel like yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Peabody does. That's a deep cut. Who's a woman that's
There's
around
a woman around her 60s, 50s.
Is Ty Burrell 60 years old?
Ty Burrell's 58, man.
Goodness.
We need to start looking at younger actors for some of these, just because.
Porgville's gonna have a death. It's gonna have like a mass death. Sorry.
In like 30 years.
In 30 years. And Harrison Ford's not gonna be one of them. He's still gonna be.
Okay, Ty Burrell's a historian, and who's a random woman that's been sent back to
1905 vibes.
Do we go for? Okay, hold on.
For Claire Danes?
Hold on.
Not Claire Danes.
What if? I mean, not from 1905. She's younger than this. But
Yeah.
What if we pick an actress that's like long gone?
Eva Gerber.
So it's like
Eva Gabor. Zsa Zsa Gabor.
So we have like, okay, yes,
The wife from Gilligan's Island.
Ty Burrell. Hold on.
What is this flapper doing in my living room?
Of course, Elizabeth Taylor.
Dude, honestly?
Goes forward to the future and falls in love with Ty Burrell.
Oh my goodness, dude. I'm not going to lie. I was leaning in this maybe not happening, but since we have Ty Burrell and Elizabeth Taylor, I'm back to the might happen territory.
Now, it depends on whether or not Elizabeth Taylor stays in the present, because if she does, then it might be a different actress. Who knows?
True. Now, and we throw all time travel aside because we have a Grand Ole Opry Christmas and it probably won't happen, but still has a chance.
Yeah.
So no matter what, this does have a chance of happening.
I could see
I'm
probably.
like right up here. Do you want to go in? Will probably happen?
I would say might happen.
Might happen?
Yeah, just put it. It might happen.
All right. Our next one. Oi to the world. 2 old high school rivals, Nikki and Jake, are now choir directors. They must put aside their differences when a burst water pipe forces the Jewish community to celebrate Hanukkah at a local church, leading them to collaborate on a joint Christmas Hanukkah service. There's no love in this one.
2 people that get. Oh, it could be Nikki and Jake.
I don't remember if they're boy or girl or not. It doesn't matter.
If we didn't already do, who gives music teacher vibes?
We have Weird Al as a music teacher.
Yeah, but I mean other music teachers, because like I don't see Weird Al.
Now choir directors.
Yeah, that's the thing. Choir directors.
Choir directors. They're both music teachers. Do you see Weird Al doing this with someone? So these are like 2 different middle.
I'm also trying to think of younger.
True.
We already done Dakota Fanning. Do we see Dakota Fanning or Haley Steinfeld as a choir director?
Haley Steinfeld is absolutely a choir director.
Okay.
Sorry, that was. I'm like, why didn't we not think of that before?
And then who else do we see as a choir director? Do we see...
Hear me out. What if it's Haley Steinfeld v... Oh, wait, do we need a guy?
Yeah.
Okay, never mind. I was about to say Haley Steinfeld v. Selena Gomez.
What if it's like, I don't know...
Liam Hemsworth, Tom Holland, Joe Keery? I don't see him as a choir director.
We already have Timothy Chalamet as a vet.
Nicholas Hoult?
Nicholas Hoult 29? Or is he like 30s or early 30s?
I feel like he's 30s. He's 36.
He's 36.
Tom Holland is 29. Timothy Chalamet is 29. Noah Centineo. Paul Mescal?
Okay, there we go.
Paul Mescal.
This went from the people we already have to we're casting new people. Do we see this happening in Porgville?
True.
Do we see this
because we don't have these roles.
Do we see this happening in Porgville?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. It doesn't strike me as immediate. Does it strike you as immediately will happen?
No.
No. Well, it probably won't happen, or
let's put it in might happen.
Low
might happen, yeah.
A royal Montana Christmas. In a royal Montana Christmas, a princess named Victoria escapes her royal duties in Zillarnia to find a quiet Christmas at a Montana ranch she visited as a child. While there, she is charmed by the rustic ranch life and falls for the ranch owner's son, Huntley, who is unaware of her true identity. Complications arise when his feelings deepen as she must decide between her royal obligations and her new life and love. Glenn Powell?
The ranch owner's son? So does that mean he's
Brendan Fraser's son?
Brendan Fraser's son, even
How
though I think
old
they're
are they?
fairly close in age.
Who are you looking up?
Brendan Fraser is 57.
37.
Possible.
Possibly. We'll just say ranch owner's
Ranch hand.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then falls in love with a princess played by, or who is, I guess in this universe, she's a princess.
Yeah. I don't know. We still had Selena Gomez.
There we go. Princess Selena Gomez. Somewhere out there, our avid listener, Selena Gomez, is like, what the heck?
What the heck?
I don't get to be like a teacher
thought?
or something?
Yeah, I just have to be a former princess. I'm actually going to put her, we can give her an actual job later.
Okay.
Where do you think that would go? And might happen?
I say probably won't happen.
Probably won't happen. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen too. I was going to say, I'm going to put it right here above the Angels.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one for this week. She's making a list. Naughty or nice inspector Isabel falls for the widowed father of a young boy she's evaluating. As Isabel works to determine if the boy is on the naughty list, she gets to know his family and starts to see that life and people aren't as simple as her job makes them out to be. The synopsis suggests the film is a romantic comedy about second chances, love, and finding surprises in unexpected places. I don't know why I included that. So, we basically need Isabel.
We need Isabel, because the widowed father could be anybody.
Anybody. A naughty or nice inspector.
Who gives off? Yeah, I see if everyone's naughty or nice. I work for Santa Claus.
I have like a general face that comes to mind, but I don't know who's matching it. Does that make any sense? Smart vibes, but still like plays by the rules.
Smart, but plays by the rules.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes any sense at all. Maybe it's because you said her sister earlier. Elle Fanning. But she seems too quiet to be.
Maybe.
Ariana Grande? No, she'd be too outgoing.
Yeah, if she's not a singer or an actress in another universe, she's probably like she's absolutely in another life when she's not an actress or singer. She's still in the entertainment industry. She's like voice acting or something.
Yeah. Someone outgoing. We're thinking like 30s or 40s, right?
Hear me out. I mean, a little younger than what we've been going for. Ariel Winter.
Oh, that's a good poll. She's like that in Modern Family.
Yeah.
I like that. And the widowed father could be that makes it way more tragic, but I'm going to put her into the list to cast later because she can get a job after she leaves the North Pole. I like that. Ariel Winter as the naughty or nice list inspector. Do we think that will or won't happen?
I think it.
I'm in might.
You think it might? Yeah, put it in might.
All right. To recap, our is happening is...
Do we just want to save next week for the recap?
Yeah, save next week for the recap because I can't see anything.
Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all those interactive things. Follow the podcast on most social medias at Mondays for Nerds and me on most social medias at Sir Stumpslot or Sir Stumpslot17.
Follow me at PolarPanda001 or Chris M. Pratt Fan.
And we will see you all next time.
Goodbye.
Bye.